What's up guys, it's Jagus back with another Dawn of War Soulstorm 1v1 video. And in today's video we're going to be looking at some Space Marine back-to-back games. Now I have done this kind of video format before. Again, these replays are submitted by Duzzyminister. So Duzzyminister is a Space Marine main. He has over 1,000 games as Space Marines. And yeah, I just generally find his videos enjoyable to watch, his replays. And at the same time, he doesn't send games of him just winning, he also sends games where he loses, so we can look at those such games as well. So thank you again, Duzzy, for sending through some more videos. I'm sure the viewers like to watch these Space Marine 1v1 games. Anyway, let's get into the game here. So on the bottom side, Duzzy is going to go for this opener with the Space Marine squad and Force Commander, no generator. So it's kind of standard, but not really because, yeah, no generator. Kind of an aggressive opener here. And on the top side, we have Mr. Christian playing as Orks. I think he went for a pretty standard opener. He's got his shooter boys, 2 sluggers, 2 Gretchens, boys hut, generator obviously. So, yep, that is definitely something we're used to seeing a lot of with the Orc players. But Duzzy is going to use his first Space Marine squad to come up the left side here. And maybe, yeah, do some harass on this side. Generally, the relic is the last point to be captured, so this makes this side quite a nice opportunity for some harassing. Shooter boys will come to intervene, but the Space Marines will definitely be able to beat them in a 1v1, but now the Big Mech jumps in and the Space Marines will have to run away. So Duzzy told me that a lot of players are playing Orks these in 1v1s now against the Space Marines, so he has sent some mostly Orc versus Space Marine matchups. So I will make the title of this video SM versus Orks, but there is another matchup there later on, I believe. So now the Force Commander comes out, and now it's the Orks' turn to run away at this point. But Mr. Christian bought enough time to build his listening post up on this relic. Ooh, pretty optimistic push there by Orks, but maybe the Orks will win. They have the Slugger boys and the Shooter boys to help fight the Force Commander, but in a one-on-one, the Force Commander will beat the Big Mech. Now the second Space Marine squad comes out for Duzzy here, and he makes his first generator. Might want to go for an armory as well, perhaps. Actually, no, maybe not. Well, armory is always good to make, but it is an investment. If you want to go for an early tier 2, usually you won't need to make the armory. However, 2 Space Marine squads have plenty of damage to deal with these Orc units. So, Duzzy, you forgot to build your listening post, my friend. Yeah, relic was a little bit neglected here. Looks like the Slugger boys might be able to decap it. No, Duzzy manages to see it in time and builds the listening post up. And he will go around on that side to scare these Orks away. Even the scouts on their own can deal with Slugger boys, but you might need to reinforce them up a little bit, while your more stronger units like your Space Marines can go out and fight by themselves. See guys, I have the theory in my head, but putting it to practice, if you saw my last stream, yeah, it wasn't that great. But just more practice in the field is required on my part as well. Let's switch over to Orks' side real quick. Do a quick economy check as well. Plus 92 to plus 30 for Duzzy compared to plus 92 to plus 20 for Orks. The fact that Duzzy has built 3 plasma generators before going tier 2 means that he does want to go for more of a tech kind of path, so that by the time he reaches tier 2 he's got lots of power for making vehicles. He also has 3 LP2s up. Definitely going for a ticking kind of playstyle here. Orks will focus down this LP2 on Duzzy's side though. 2 shooter boy squads. Big Mac will take it down pretty easily. And unfortunately, Duzzy does lose that point. Also the Orks have the big shooters, meaning they'll be able to do much more damage. Orks jumps into Duzzy's base. Duzzy is going tier 2. Some Storm Boys came out for Orks as well. I heard them get made somewhere. There they are. That was a bit of a wasted jump. I'm not sure where they were jumping. Maybe they're trying to decap this critical location. Scouts get a little bit caught out here. That's unfortunate. They will get wiped. I have to say, in all honesty, not looking too good, Duzzy. Seems like Duzzy's lost a bit more in terms of, yeah, he lost some scouts, he lost his point. The scouts were killed trying to recapture it. And it looks like Orks is going to not let Duzzy take it back either. So Duzzy is a little bit behind in this game. Let's take a quick look. We'll watch this engagement first. Oh, shooter boys, why'd you turn around the other way? That was a big mistake. Why did they change direction like that? That was terrible. So many shooter boys get killed. Only ones. No, the whole squad gets wiped. Ouch. Okay. Remember how I said it was looking bad for Duzzy before? Well, that was a big loss on Orcs' side. In the early game, you can't afford to lose too many Orc units like that. Later on, maybe it's fine. Storm Boys almost get the decap on the relic, but they decide to run away. Some mistakes on both sides. Duzzy now making the machine cult. As expected, he likes his land speeder Tempests. Let's plus 116 to plus 20 for Orks. Alright, we're gonna look at his macro real quick. So he is tier 2. Only has 4 LP2s. Actually, that's pretty good. Yeah. And then Duzzy has plus 80 to plus 40. Plenty of power in the... Yeah. Plenty of green in the power department, and he does make the, not the Tempest, but the regular land speeder. This thing will be able to deal with these ground Orc infantry units. Ground, what I mean by ground, just the infantry units. Obviously, Storm Boys will just jump away at first sight, if they have any jumps left, that is. Maybe they use them all up. But watch this thing just shred these Orcs into mulch now. Oh, that was a nice stun by the chaplain on that Storm Boy squad. Yeah, chaplain was made, by the way. What a nice combo. Chaplain's demoralize and land speeder to finish the job. These guys will have to jump away. The speed boost was done for the Storm Boys here. Gives them an extra boost of speed, as you can see. They fly much faster. Duzzy doesn't have the economy to build this LP. No, yeah, no way they can. Those Storm Boys will be able to decap that in time with those speeders on the field. Now some heavy bolters are being added to these Space Marine squads. The armory was made at some point. Nice, another squad wipe on the Storm Boys. Very well done. But now Orks does have the infiltrated tank busters. A little bit too close for comfort, in my opinion. Well, at least Duzzy didn't have the detection. But if those tank busters had been detected, they would have been shredded in seconds. Now the Skull Probe comes out. And yeah, Duzzy needs to recapture this relic. Still a little bit short on requisition. But he did make up for it with those nice attacks. Now he just has to keep the pressure going. Needs the Rhino, there we go. One Rhino, and now the Land Speed Tempests come out. Oh, attach the Skull Probe to the Space Marine squad maybe. And then that can deal with the Tank Busters really well.
6 minutes until taken.
No, he will attach the Skull Probe to the Scouts here. It'll be enough. Oh, this is gonna be brutal. To run away, they're just gonna take it. There we go. Squad wipe on the Tank Busters. These Tank Busters should have run away much earlier once they saw the Rhino over there. You've got to be watching out for these things. Bit of pathing, but I'm sure it was a bit of an accident there. It's very hard to control these things sometimes. So 2 Tank Busters get wiped out on Mr. Christian's side, but he makes some knobs, and he's got his shooter boys reinforced up to full, even with the knob leader attached. He's at tier 2.5 at the moment with 65 pop. Orc pop. Also makes a war truck. Now Duzzy makes an attack on this side here. Might even be able to take out the mech shop. Yeah, nice. Nice tank zap on the big mech. That's one way to deal with this Rhino transport from the Space Marines if you're playing as Orks. Zap the transport, focus it down, and then the Space Marines won't be able to escape. Just make sure you have enough troops to deal with the Space Marine mass that was riding said transport, so to speak. So, no significant losses taken on these Space Marine squads on this side, which is bad for Orks. Lots of Orks get killed here. Knobs demoralized from the Chaplain, won't be able to do much damage. Some more Tank Busters now come out. But yeah, the knobs slowly being picked apart under all this Space Marine firepower here. Yeah, Big Mech goes down. Good recovery by Duzzy despite losing, was it 2 points? Still manages to make a comeback. The Land Speeders helped him with the Storm Boys. Taking out those 2 Storm Boy squads has definitely set Orks back a bit. And very cost efficient answer to that strategy by Orks. Land Speeders are quite cheap. So, and the investment that goes into Storm Boys can be pretty expensive. Getting the armor, getting the reinforcements, getting the knob leader, getting the more choppy, getting the, did I say the speed boost? Yeah. So, first game goes to Duzzy. Well done, Duzzy. I really liked your answer to the Orks' strategy there, really. What can I say? Look, there's 95 units killed to 15. So despite losing those 2 points, if you can kill more units, then you should be fine. Oh, 63 reinforced units. That had to be expensive compared to Duzzy's 12. So there you go. Sorry, did we check resources? Yeah, obviously Mr. Christian had the better resources, but still, there we go. First game goes to Duzzy. Okay, let's move on to the next one. So this is the second game now. Now we're on Meeting of Minds. As I said in the first gameplay, this is going to be a couple more Orc matches. We really wanted to explore Space Marines versus Orcs in this video. which I think is fair enough. I think Space Marines struggle a lot in this matchup, and no doubt this map is Orc favored. So let's see how Duzzy does, right? Let's see what strategies he chooses to go for. I guess it really depends on what Orc does, right? And that's how you would respond. But once again, Duzzy does the no generator opener, goes for the Marine squad, no doubt the Force Commander as well. This time I think he goes for 3 scouts. I'm pretty sure he didn't do 3 scouts in the last game.
Area secured.
Marine squad deployed.
Interesting. I would like to know why Duzzy went for the 3 scouts. Is it to capture the points faster and potentially open up for snipers? That's what I'm thinking. Let's go to Orcs side. So Orcs goes for a standard opener. 2 Slugger Boys. 3 Slugger Boys, never mind. He went for a standard opener, but the Slugger Boys variant, I guess. Instead of Shooter Boys, makes a 3rd Slugger Boy squad. Yeah. First 2, no, wow, he's going very aggressive here. What's going on? He's going to try chase these scouts away from capturing this relic. And he leaves 1 squad to capture his points. Fair enough, the Orcs do capture points pretty quickly. Big Meg teleports in now. Might want to detach him and make him chase tie up these Space Marines. 2nd Space Marine squad comes out. Okay, interesting. No Force Commander so far. I'm not sure what Orcs is trying to do here. But I feel like he should detach the Big Mech. Free up at least one of these squads. Because now 1 Space Marine squad is still left free to shoot. Now this squad can stop and shoot, you know, so those squads aren't being tied up. I think Orcs should just retreat. I'm not sure what he's trying to pull here. All he's doing is losing Orcs. I'm pretty sure no Space Marines have gone down yet. Finally he detaches the Big Mech, but way too late. Yeah. Okay, these Slugger Boys are going to go back, try to, again, stop these scouts from capturing the relic. Big Mech is kind of just on a wild chase with these Space Marines. Now the Force Commander comes out, and he'll be able to deal with the Big Mech, no problem. They say the heroes always arrive at the last minute. And here's our hero here, chasing this Big Mech. But like I said, I'm not sure what Orcs was trying to pull. Was he trying to buy time? Who knows? He did lose a few Slugger Boys though in that fight, if that's what you want to call it. So I think Shooter Boys might have been a better idea. Shooter Boys can get the big shooters as well once you get the pile of guns up, so wouldn't have any of this problem chasing Space Marines around. You could just shoot them, I guess. So at the moment, Orcs just making his first war banner here. I would say that's quite late. I don't know, 4 minutes. It's yeah. Now the see, imagine if these were Shooter Boys, they could deal with these scouts much more efficiently than chasing with the Slugger Boys here. I'm not sure, guys. Like I say, I haven't seen... Well, no, I have, but it's like I forget, you know? My memory is not that great, but I don't think this is the right thing to do against Space Marines. I liked Mr. Christian's build in the previous game with the Storm Boys, mixture of Storm Boys and Shooter Boys. I think that was quite effective. Plus, the Storm Boys can jump over this impassable terrain. They'd be very mobile in this map. Maybe we'll see Palmishka do the same. Might see some Storm Boys come out from him. Duzzy still hasn't captured this relic. So I guess it is working. But at what cost? Plus 122 to plus 20 for Orks, compared to plus 91 to plus 50 for Space Marines. Tier 2 now on the way for Duzzy, and look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, making the 6th generator. Far out. That is quite the investment, if I'm going to be honest.
Victory countdown has begun.
Yeah, far out. 6 generators. That's crazy. Again, he goes for the machine cult. So Duzzy does favor his vehicles quite a lot. I personally would say 6 generators before going tier 2 is a pretty overkill. But hey, if it works for him. But I'm not sure if, like, you know, some other matchups might not, might punish Space Marines for trying this sort of thing. Tau is one of them. Okay. Palmishka drops a bigger generator on the slag deposit, so he must be ready tier 2. At the last minute, he just suddenly teched, made all 5 war banners. Barely has an army, as you can see. Only has the Slugger Boys. All 3 Slugger Boys still alive, so to be honest, pretty amazing that he got this far. Even has the custom gadgets done for the Big Mech here. Now Duzzy will see this big generator, and he will try to take it down. The Gretchens are infiltrated, and no detectors for Duzzy means he won't be able to kill them. But now here comes the first Land Speeder Tempest. First of many to come, no doubt. Second one on the way. Now the first Shooter Boy squad comes out, and a Knob squad as well, and some Tank Busters. Now we're seeing some real plays happening from Orks. Maybe he was just messing around at the start, but now he's gonna give Space Marines the answer that I don't know what I'm trying to say. He's doing something. Let's. Oh, is he gonna zap? Zaps the Land Speeder Tempest, but unfortunately, bigger generator's already down. Tank Busters are nowhere in sight. I'd say that was a pretty wasted ability, but I don't know. How long does that thing take to recharge? Here is the exact time it takes for the Tank Zapper to recharge. Okay, so now we've got a bit of an engagement going on. Yeah, Tank Busters will scare the Tempests away. Tempests need to keep as far away from those Tank Busters as possible. Maybe come around this side and start shooting down some listening posts. Doesn't take many Tempests to destroy the Ork buildings, if they all have the crack missiles, I think they're called. Yeah, crack missiles are the anti-building ones. Anti-building, anti-vehicle. There we go. What? Let's four Land Speeder Tempests. Let's quickly switch to Orc side. Let's see where those Tank Busters are at. So they're down here on this side, away from the actual threat, up top. But now they will move to the top of the map. Meanwhile, Duzzy equips his Space Marines with the heavy bolters, just like we saw in the last game, and he will also make the Rhino transport. You're going to need more Tank Busters, my dude, or at least some War Tracks. No, I don't think War Tracks would even be able to deal with all this. They'll just die too quick under all that AV fire. Nob's tying up these Space Marines now. As you can see, quite a tanky unit. They can really take a lot of punishment. Once you research the tier 4 research, the heavy armor deployment, whatever it's called for Orks, they get Terminator armor. They get the highest armor in the game. For heavy infantry, that is. So they become almost unkillable. Listening post goes down for Duzzy, but I don't think it's a big problem for him. The Space Marines in their Rhino are pretty safe, tucked away. As long as these guys are still alive, yeah, Duzzy is fine. Now with the plasma guns on these Space Marines, the Nobs will die much faster. Even then, man. Heavy cover plus... Well, wait, where's the Big Mech? No, Big Mech's over there. Okay. Well, even without the custom gadgets or a thingy, the Nobs... These, you know, the firepower from the plasma guns, heavy bolters, still couldn't put them down that easily. So yeah, a little bit of a fanboy moment there. I love the Nobs, you know, they're great. First global done for the requisition by Palmishka. Not sure if Duzzy has done his yet. I can't really math right now. Plus 116, I would say he has. I think he has. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I'd say he has. Tank busters go down. Oof. 2 more tank buster squads. Kind of just chilling. But here's what I was talking about before. To deal with this, you have to wait for the Rhinos to get close, then you zap it with the Big Mech Zapper, have the tank busters ready as well to destroy the Rhino transport. When it explodes, it might knock some Space Marines back, which gives you some time to... Oh, here we go. There's the zap. Unfortunately, tank busters are nowhere nearby. Come on, tank busters, get in there. Oh, will they destroy it? Boom, and see, everyone gets knocked back, and that buys you a little bit time to type the Space Marines or do whatever. What would have even been better is if there had been some shooter boys on standby with big shooters. Would have been really good in wiping out this Space Marine mess. But as you can see, no real losses taken by the Space Marines. Good combo. Palmishka had the right idea and just didn't do enough of the killing side. Hellfire Dreadnought, a little bit out of position here. Will get busted by the tank busters. This Hellfire Dreadnought also gets focused a little bit. Now we're starting to see Space Marines take some losses here. Storm Boys also jumped into the fight. Second Storm Boy squad coming out. And a killer can, wow. I always love seeing these guys join the battle. Such a friendly looking unit. Just look at this. How can you not love that? But very, very sturdy, very, what do you call it? Very high in the damage department with their melee attack. How many Hellfire Dreadnoughts was that by Duzzy that just got taken down? 1, 2. Only saw 2 so far, but it looks like a third will go down as well. That's painful. It's a little bit painful to see. We'll see a Predator also on the way. Nice. Palmishka uses the war truck to transport the busters around. Zaps this Hellfire. Looks like that one will go down as well. Not cheap by any means, these Dreadnoughts. They are cheaper than the regular Dreadnoughts, but I feel like you get more value with them, as long as you don't lose them. Plus 133 to plus 70 for Orks, compared to plus 116 to plus 79 for Space Marines. So Palmishka is going to push into Duzzy's base a bit here. Gets a war track as well. Adds the bomb chucker. I guess the killer can beat the chaplain in a one-on-one. As you can see, the blood there left behind. Ooh. Orc knobs are a little bit low now. Low in numbers, 3, 2. Yeah, they'll get killed. Storm Boys also got killed off. Nice defense on Duzzy's side. The Space Marines managed to recover their numbers a little bit, plus the Predators. 2 Predators are out. I only saw the 1, but there are 2 out. Good job by them. They definitely contributed to taking out some of those Orc infantry units. But only 1 minute on the clock left for Duzzy. He has to decap how many? Just one critical legation. Okay, he should be able to do that just fine. Doesn't look like Orcs will be able to stop him. I believe they're only tank busters in this war truck. But the Predators need to move away before the tank busters kill them, destroy them. Oh, will he get the decap? Oh, it's close. There we go. Yeah, he got it just in time. Predator goes down. Just a slight lack of micro on that side. Duzzy probably didn't see it in time. It happens. It definitely happens to me a lot. Honestly, trying to micro is a headache. I don't know how these pro players do it, but yeah, there's so many places at once you have to be looking. And when you're playing against someone with better micro than yours, yeah, you better say goodbye because they have eyes everywhere. This Predator looks like it's going to go down as well. Now, Orks is tier 3 and out come the flash kits. Suddenly, this battle looks very much in Orks' favor. Plus the fighter bomber as well, this artillery unit for the Orks. Orks have a plethora of artillery units, to be fair. They've got the war tracks with the bomb chucker, this fighter bomber, which does massive knockback on impact. And they also have the Lehman Russ, the looted Lehman Russ tanks, which function as artillery as well. So yeah, Duzzy in a bit of trouble here. Makes another Predator. Where are those tank busters? You gotta watch out for the tank busters, man. Infiltrated AV is a problem. Always a problem to deal with. Killer can just set to ranged stance here. But Duzzy does call the GG. Looks like it's over for him. And deletes his HQ. And this game goes to Orks. So despite quite a interesting opening play by Orks, he manages to pull through in the end. Let's I want to see the military score. Okay, Duzzy does kill more units, but there's only about 20 unit. Yeah, exactly 20 unit difference. Not that huge, to be honest. Actually, Palmishka had the better requisition. But Duzzy, you might see this a lot, always gets the most power in his resources there. Maybe he needs to focus more on requisition a little bit. But hey, he does like his vehicle builds, so that could be the reason for that. And then technology. Interesting how Orks had the lower research count, but there we go. Obviously had the more reinforced units. This time Duzzy had to reinforce a lot more than in the last game. And also much more unit upgrades compared to Orks as well. So you can kind of see by these numbers, like, who puts in the most, like, resources into their technology, their, like, upgrades and all that. And actually, this was something I noticed with my games. My technology score was always really high, and it was because I'd spend a lot in upgrades, research count, reinforced units. So it was a lot of unnecessary spending. And the way I got better was just trying to only make what I really need, you know what I mean? So there you go. Anyway, let's move on to the next game. Alrighty, now we've traveled to this map, Outer Reaches. We've got MVRK playing as Orks on the right side, and Duzzy, as usual, on the left side. He is going for 2 scouts this time. 2 scouts, chopper barracks. We'll see what more he does after that. Standard build on Orks by looks of it, but Orks can go for the Gretchen infiltration early. Okay, interesting.
Scouts reporting for duty.
I don't normally do that one so early. Usually wait a little bit later, maybe. Don't think you need it that early, this early in the game. But I guess if you want to make like a cheeky minefield somewhere, that could be a strategy. But like it's 50 and yeah, 50 and 20 50 requisition, 20 power. So I don't know. I think that might delay the Big Mech a little bit, especially if you're gonna build your first post like that. Yeah, see, already some delays with making the Big Mech. Big Mech should be made now. Yeah, there we go. Now, couple seconds delay, but maybe it won't matter. We'll see. Personally, I wouldn't. I don't like that kind of delays, but turret gets placed in the middle by Duzzy now, so that will hold off Orks for some time. However, with the Big Mech does have high melee damage. He can deal with these turrets pretty quickly. If you also have, you know, your shooter boys, your slugger boys behind you, you'll be able to deal with these heavy bolter rushes like that. And also if the other player isn't trying to repair or defend it, it'll go down really quickly. So let's see if Orks does that. Let's look at Duzzy's side. Yeah, he's making the Force Commander. Space Marine squad. No generator. Same build we've seen in the last 2 games. Was it All Seeing Eye? Yeah, All Seeing Eye did this same build in one of my other videos. The Quest Triumph one against Dentist. Oh. I think he could do this. I think the Orc player could do this. He could take out this turret. But he seems unsure. Maybe he's still relatively new to playing Orcs. I mean, the Force Commander isn't even nearby, but personally I would have reinforced up my squads. Yeah, some reinforced Orcs plus the Big Mech and both Slugger Boys, yeah, would be able to deal with this turret, no problem. But now it looks like this area is pretty well guarded by the Space Marines now. Once this becomes the LP2, it'll be a lot more difficult for Orks to deal with. Oh, Orks didn't even capture this point up here either. Interesting. Right off the bat, I feel like Duzzy's going to win this one. I don't know, I just have this vibe. I'm just getting that vibe from this Orks player. Orcs gonna engage in the middle here now. Wow, what? Look at the range on that turret. It's pretty insane. 2 Slugger Boy. No, 1 Slugger Boy goes down. What's going on here? Oh, please don't. Please don't. Please don't. Please don't. Oh my god. Okay, well, 2 Shooter Boys. It's just unnecessary. You know what I mean? Like, you can't afford to be doing these kinds of things in a 1v1. Only I should be the one to make these kinds of mistakes. Nobody else should. Because I am pro player. No. So, does he going to engage these shooter boys now who are hiding in the heavy cover? He's going to engage them in melee, I think, for that reason. Is that heavy cover? Yeah, it's heavy cover. But the second shooter boy squad comes in to support the Orc brothers, and the Space Marines will have to run away. Probably not too far away though. Look at what's going on over here. Some Orcs are stationed close to this listening post, no doubt. Yeah, they're going to go for the attack Gonna try to take down this LP. Yeah, so Duzzy does go to defend it. Goes a little bit too close. I'm not sure why he went in so close there. There we go. Now he's going to shoot. Good and proper. Now the LP2 comes up on this listening post. Good stuff. Is Duzzy going tier 2 yet? He could probably go tier 2 now. Definitely has the resources for it. Decides to go for the armory instead. 116 to plus 40 on his side compared to plus 86 to plus 10 for Orks. Look at this economy, super low. Oh, he does have big shooters though. Big shooters and pilot gun, yeah, from the pilot guns. Okay, I didn't realize he made the pilot guns, so maybe that's not too bad then. He's also going for the armor research. Look at these big shooters damaging this listening post. We'll be able to take it down, no doubt. Boom. Nice. Very nice stuff. How does he deal with this? Well, he's going to go tier 2 now. 3 generators this time, not 6. No, 4 generators. Okay, still for me that's a little bit overkill. I feel like you only need 1 or 2. 1 minimum before going tier 2. And probably 2 maximum. Yeah, I don't know. 3 just seems a bit too much. Maybe you can make the 3rd before you actually hit the tier 2. But otherwise, yeah, 4. I don't know. It seems a bit too much for me. You could definitely upgrade more LPs unless he's done that already. 1 LP still unupgraded, and Orks take this point from Duzzy's side. One, two. Only 2 LP2s for Orks though. Still nets them quite a nice amount of requisition, plus 110 to plus 20. Plus 110 to plus 50. Even though Duzzy is 1 point down, he still matches Orks' economy because he's got more LP2s. Yeah, that actually reminds me, like, some games I've been so confused how my opponent has more economy than I did. This was like when I first started out, and I realized it's because it doesn't matter if you have more points, more LPs, if they're not upgraded, and his are, then he's not really losing much. Yes, he did have to spend the resources to make those LP2s, but I mean, I think it pays off. It gets paid off. It pays itself off, is what I'm trying to say, yeah. Now the heavy bolters come out on the Space Marines, and they will get tied up here. It looks like they will have to retreat. The shooter boys are, yeah, with their big shooters, we'll be able to take out a few Space Marines. Are those knob leaders? Yeah, they got knob leaders on the shooter boys as well. Knob leaders can help with tanking damage. I don't know if they provide any other bonuses to the shooter boy squad. I'll put up a little screen grab here. This is the bonuses that knob leaders give, specifically shooter boys, because often I'm like, should I really add a knob leader to my shooter boy squad? Like, do they actually provide a damage boost? So far, all I know is that they can be focused if they're being shot, and that sort of, like, you know, tanks some of the damage so that your other shooter boys don't die. Now some Grey Knights out on Duzzy's side, and he makes the chaplain as well. Going over to Orcs' side, he's tier 2.5 already. Makes some tank busters, gets the infiltration for them as well. Still has some 1 LP1 here though. 2 LP1s. 3 LP1s. Whoa, yeah. Oh, was that a Librarian? Okay, Librarian is also out for Duzzy. Orks is in a little bit of trouble here, I'd say. I think without any vehicles, they need vehicles to deal with this. There's only so much well, good micro from the infantry might also help. Some knobs, very good. Definitely must add the knob leader as soon as you can. Knob leader with more choppy. There we go, nice. Jump in with the big mech. Ties up both Space Marine squads. Both or just one? Yep. There are 2 Space Marine squads there. Yeah, though it looks like the big mech is gonna go down though. And nice Psychic Inquisition cast on this side, forcing the shooter boys to move. Second Knob squad comes out now for Orks. Did any Space Marines die? I'm still seeing full numbers on the Space Marine squads there. Maybe three or four models were killed. Oh, a lot of Grey Knights. Yeah, it must have been the Grey Knights that took most of the hits then. Only 3 models left in the squad. So not a bad defense by... I want to say Mark. I want to call him Mark. But he did lose one Slugger Boy squad. Pretty throwaway squad anyway. But still has some LP1s. This makes me a little bit nervous. The longer you keep these LP1s, you know, the less and less resources you'll have in the long run, you know what I mean? Better to upgrade them as early as you can. Not leave it till late in the game. Duzzy's going to go in for another push here. Doesn't make vehicles this time? No, he went for the Sacred Artifact instead of the vehicle machine cult. Mark did have the taken hold, I didn't see that. And it got down to 3 minutes, but it looks like Duzzy will take care of that proper. Whoa, a lot of Orks died. A lot of shooter boys went down just then. Whoa, even more. Holy crap. All the shooter boys, just like that, vanished in an instant. Very nice smite on the Librarian. That ability, the recharge, because of its quick recharge time, it's super, it's something else. I tell you, it's brutal. Psychic Inquisition now gets cast right on top of Duzzy's units, but it's okay because it won't hurt his guys, but it will give these knobs a run for their money. The longer they stay inside it, the more damage they'll take. Look at the health bars on these guys. Big mech, super low. Might even get taken out. And yep, there he goes. So pretty much all the Orks, all the knobs got killed. Mark just didn't know when to retreat. Look at all these Ork bodies, pretty insane. Starts adding some big guns on this WoW banner. Way too late. Don't think it'll do anything now. Space Marines will be able to deal with it easily. Plus 116 to plus 40 for Mark compared to plus 126 to plus 50 for Duzzy. Mark leaves. Doesn't bother to delete his HQ. He simply disconnects from the game. And yeah, this game definitely goes to Duzzy. I mean, what can he do to stop this? It's always tricky dealing with these Grey Knights, especially with the Chaplain attached. The Chaplain's health regeneration passive makes these Grey Knights super tanky. Very difficult to deal with. Well done, Duzzy. Good job. 95 units killed compared to 31. That's more of what the kind of ratio you need to be seeing. You need to be killing way more Orks. But there you go. Yeah, Duzzy kind of wiped him out of the park, and all the department's military resources, not quite technology, but still, who cares about technology anyway? I'm kidding, I do. Let's move on to the final game. Okay, so this is a bit of an interesting one. So I haven't seen any of these replays, I'm just watching them. This is literally the first time I'm watching them. But I just noticed in this game, Duzzy is playing as Chaos, and his opponent is Space Marines, Jason. On the bottom side, the map is Blood River, but it's the remastered version. Obviously it looks a lot nicer. I think some tweaks have also been made to it to cater to the more professional players. I'm not sure what those tweaks are, but there you go. So Space Marines, Jason, on the bottom side, he is going for what looks to be like a standard build. Don't see a generator placed yet. Maybe he's also going for the Space Marine Force Commander build. But he does make 3 scout squads. 3 scout squads and sends one out to kill off the heretics. Yeah, very nice opener. The heretics don't have a lot of health, especially if they have to use their what's it called? Forced labor ability. Does most of the damage for you, so even scouts can just kill them really quickly. Luckily by Duzzy, he ties up the scouts though. And yes, Jason does go for the Space Marine squad, but he leaves them idling in his base. It should set the rally point away so that they don't just stay in your base like that, because now you have to move them. Going back over to Duzzy's side, he's going to make 2 Space Marine squads. Foregoes the Chaos Lord, going for an aggressive play. Yeah. Very nice. Nice to see players do these aggressive openings once. Usually you see just the Force Commander, or yeah, that's basically it. Just a Chaos Lord, just the Force Commander, which is okay too. But it's nice to switch things up a little bit. Now the Chaos Space Marines will come down this left side. Oh! Scouts won't survive that. They weren't, they didn't manage to run away in time. Meanwhile, one Space Marine squad comes up this right side here. Oh! Was that the heretic? That was a cultist. So, yeah, one cultist model gets taken out there. I didn't see how many cultists Duzzy made, if it was just 2 or 3. Two points still left uncapped though on his side. Space Marines has all his points capped, LPs are being built, and he finally builds the generator, and also the Force Commander now comes out on the way. 2 Chaos Marine squads will have to push these Space Marines away. Jason starts decapping the relic on this side. I would have just quickly reinforced one unit just to make sure that the decap goes through, but it does go through. That squad almost gets wiped though. Even with the Force Commander there to save them, the Scout Marine squad still gets wiped, and also, but still the Cultist squad got wiped as well. Pretty funny stuff, pretty funny game so far. Yeah, 2 Space Marine squads out now. Plus 74 to plus 10 for Space Marines on the bottom, and he already has enough resources to go tier 2 if he wanted. Compared to plus 62 to plus 10 on Duzzy's side. Economy's looking a little bit short. But he does make an LP2 on this point, the outermost point, which will be good for some extra defense. I think personally I would have switched the attack priority of the post to the Marine squad. Yeah. Pretty sure the Marines will beat the Space Marines in melee, having much higher damage than their loyalist counterparts. Relic has also taken on Jason. So far, this game's looking very much in Jason's favor. He just has to play it well. play it safe. Get a good micro game going. Yeah, now tier 2 on the way for him. And he also drops the armory as well. Pretty nasty stuff. Meanwhile, Duzzy reinforces his marine squads up to 8 units in the squad. Vastly outnumbering this minuscule Space Marine squad down here. Yeah, he will need to add some reinforcements too. Duzzy also makes the armory on his side and does the plasma pistols research. They'll also be able to get the heavy bolters. Yeah, he has the heavy bolters on Overwatch. At the moment, Duzzy's economy game is weaker, but his army is looking much more powerful, much more fierce than Space Marines. Jason is the opposite, more economy, but has to be careful because he doesn't have much in the ways of an attack force to deal with all this on Space Marine side. But I did notice the chaplain is on the way. Oh, where's he going? Where are you going? Don't go in there. Don't go in there. Don't. Yeah, just go down. Just go down. No reason to go down there whatsoever. Even if you wanted to capture that critical location, just get some scouts to do that. Oh, the frag grenades were done on the Chaos Marines. That's pretty nasty. 2 Space Marine squads managed to get wiped out. Realistically, Force Commander should be attached to the Space Marines squad so that he doesn't get focused down. But now here comes the Chaplain. Chaplain, but no Grey Knights for backup. Now Duzzy can just use the range of the heavy bolters to take down this listening post. Jason is going to go in. I'm not sure how to feel about this. Okay, nice. Alright, he demoralizes one Marine squad. Yeah, pretty nice stuff. Force Commander focuses, well, tries to tie up one Chaos squad. Maybe he will get the squad wipe. Oh, it's so close. It's really close. Yeah, that was nice on Jason's part, despite having quite a small attack force. Where's the Force Commander? Okay, the Force Commander did survive. Now the machine cult being made by him. I think after this, I want to play some more games of Space Marines. They look really fun to play. Watching these guys play them really inspires you to go out and give it a try yourself. You know what I mean? So yeah, good stuff. Ah, okay. Assault Marines. Yeah, I can see where he's going with this. Okay. But he'll need some rhinos as well to help follow up, which I'm assuming he's going to do with the machine cult here. Assault Marines jump in, tie up the Chaos Marines. Meanwhile, the rhinos close in, deploy the heavy bolters. Yeah, really nice idea there. I like it. Somehow, Duzzy just has a bad feeling, I guess, and decides to leave. If he had stayed there any longer, these squads would most likely be dead. So good intuition on Duzzy's part. Yeah. Now he drops his machine pit. No doubt will make some rhinos for his Chaos Marines. If you ever have, Chaos Marine squads, you 9 times out of 10 you need to put them in rhino transports. Yeah, I feel like that should just be a staple in all games.
5 minutes until take and hold victory.
But it also really depends on what kind of playstyle you're going for. Cultists get wiped in the middle. Tried to decap this critical location. Jason once again has the take and hold in his favor. Only the 2 points. So let's look at his. Yeah, this is his view of the map. As you can see, holding these critical locations does kind of give you a bit of vision. Well, it's only the middle one that matters. The one on the left and right side only kind of stops at this entryway into them, so yeah. Compared to Duzzy's, this is all he can see. Much less. But whatever. Let's keep checking out this game here.
Until taken hold victory.
Yes, my lord.
What was that jump for? What was he expecting? Not quite sure. Now Duzzy has his transport, Rhino transports out, and look at this, making a 5th generator. Will he make some Hell Talons, I wonder? Most likely. Oh no, he's going for Defilers, okay. Yeah, Assault Marine squad was a good idea earlier on, but now that the Chaos Marines have their Rhino, it's like, what's the point? And they just get suicided. No, doesn't even bother to jump them out. Just lets them die. Totally wasted. Oh, was he just trying to bait them? Maybe they were just bait. Maybe those noble Space Marines died so that these ones could harass on this left side. Take out this listing post.
3 minutes until taken hold.
Landspeeder Tempest. 2 Landspeeder Tempests out for Jason. Gives them the crack missiles. Not crack. Yeah, sorry, crack. Yes, crack's correct. Crack missiles. They'll be able to deal with this Rhino. This listing post wasn't repaired. Was that from earlier on? And it will go down. Yeah, 2 LPs go down on Duzzy's side. How much does that set him back? Down to 92. Minus 18. It was probably at 110 before. Is that correct? Because, no, sorry, 12 plus 18, 30. Was he at 122 before then? So yeah, you can see why holding on to LPs is crucial. How well do the Tempests do against other aircraft, I wonder? Tempests are going to focus down this Rhino, but looks like one might go down because of the Hell Talon. Hell Talon and Defilers do well against aircraft. What's the plans, boys? Hellfire Dreadnought. Hellfire Dreadnought? Yeah, Hellfire Dreadnought being made. I guess that could work. And more vehicles. Vehicle cap increase being done by Duzzy. Trying to make more Defilers, more Hell Talons as well. Interesting. So far at this point it's pretty even. Looking quite even, but plus 92 to plus 79 for Duzzy compared to plus 110 to plus 60 for Jason. Duzzy has done his power global increase. Jason's still yet to do his, if at all. Duzzy tries to make a push on this right side. Yeah, lucky for him, the heavy bolter turret still didn't have the missile extension done. Hell Talon, one Tempest goes down, and now these two will make a push. Oh, Rhino goes down. Rhino managed to get focused. And now look at how... See how the Marines have to run when their transport goes down. It's a tough situation to be in. Losing that Rhino. I always say make up a backup Rhino just in case as well. Your first one goes down. Then it gives your Marines somewhere to run to if they need it. See how Jason has one backup here, but it's on yellow health, so has to be careful there. Is that the smoke? Smoke? No, I don't think it is. I thought there was the smoke launcher upgrade on the Rhino being done there. It's just the smoke from the heavy bolters, which is still pretty nice effect on there. But another good research is that, yeah, the smoke launchers, it reduces the range damage around your troops, so they can just stand and fire while taking less damage in the smoke. Sometimes you see that combo being played out. Second land speeder Tempest. Well, 2 land speeder Tempests out on the field now for Jason. Still has the 1 Hellfire. Anyone going tier 3? Yeah, tier 3 on the way for him. 15 minutes into this game. Does he still tier 2? Fairly long tier 2 match, I would say. In team play, at least in team games, if you're not tier 3 by about 8 or 9 minutes, you're most likely going to lose the game. So, but obviously in 1v1 games, this is much more common. There are actually more fights happening, less teching going on. 4 Defilers on Duzzy's side. Meanwhile, Jason gonna push on the left side once again. So let's look at Duzzy's economy, plus 119 to plus 79. Compared to plus 121 to plus 79. Pretty even, to be honest, but about to be in Jason's favor.
6 minutes until taken hold victory.
Does he gonna push on this right side with his 2 Hell Talons and 4 Defilers? And the Chaos Marines make a comeback. They once again have a Rhino. Hell Talon focuses this Hellfire Dreadnought. It's a bit out of place, I would say. It needs to be further back to be using that long range from the missile pods. But it will go down. No point trying to save it now. And a Predator gets made from Jason here. And he starts to make the orbital relay. Okay. Once that goes up, we'll be able to see some Terminators. Does he no doubt go in tier 3? Yeah, he's going tier 3. Ooh, bit of a trade-off going on now. Space Marines going deep into Chaos's base and vice versa. What's this Rhino doing? Rhino getting focused by this missile turret here. Predator will be able to come out in time, and also the machine cult gets rebuilt. Yeah, nice. Now the missiles are focusing the Hell Talon. Force Commander will be able to use his bombardment. There he goes, drops it just... Man, I just call these things like right on. But there it goes, drops it right on these Defilers. The Defilers will have to move. At some point they had to run back from this side. One of my most favorite abilities in the game, this bombardment does plenty of damage to buildings, vehicles, units, whatever gets caught in the middle of it. It's simply just a beautiful, beautiful ability. Looks even better with the graphics mod. Oh yeah, speaking of graphics mod, should I make a separate video on how I get these graphics? Because I know a lot of players keep asking for it. And I'd be happy to share it around. Basically, I get it from a guy called Cubabub. He has a YouTube channel here as well. You can get this mod on his Discord. So yeah, check him out. Check out his YouTube. Find the link. And there you go. Back to this side, the Rhino was destroyed, so the Space Marines couldn't escape. And as you can see, they got caught amongst all this artillery fire from the Defilers. Duzzy seized his attack on Jason's base and brought the Chaos Marines back around to deal with all these Space Marines. I don't usually say this, but how quickly the tables have turned. Yeah. Very, very tense. It did look like it was in Jason's favor for a minute there, but just look at this. Pretty crazy. So many defilers to deal with. Oh, the Terminators did get dropped. They're a little bit too close to these Chaos Marines, though. They should be further back. They excel at range. It's the Assault Terminators that... Look at me trying to explain all this. These guys know that. I'm just... I was just wondering why they're so out of place. Could have just been like a micro mistake. Now Obliterators get dropped for Chaos. Yeah. Jason throws out the GG. There's not much he can do to stop all this. Obliterators will absolutely destroy these Chaos Marines with their vast array of weapons. Very wonderful unit. The fighters are still set to ranged. There's really no need. They could just, you know, melee these buildings now. Start meleeing these buildings. The troops are more than enough to deal with the Marines here. But I mean, the game's already over, so what does it even bloody matter? Like, could just get a couple more buildings raised on the old scoreboard there. But there you go. Nicely played by Duzzy. I'm not quite sure what happened further up here, but the Space Marines attack failed at some point, and he also didn't retreat in time. Once the Defilers were there, I believe the Hell Talons also came up and destroyed their Rhino. Yeah, that was GG for him. Always make backup Rhinos, guys. Don't lose your troops. So here's the units killed for Duzzy. 75 compared to 60. Not too bad, not too bad. Quite a balanced, pretty similar. But obviously most buildings raised, all that. Resources, see, Jason had the better economy in terms of requisites. Well, it was very, very close actually. Duzzy obviously had more power. And technology. Not too much difference once again. So there you go, guys. Those were 3 games, Space Marine games, and then 1 surprise Chaos game at the end there. So thank you once again, Duzzy, for sending in these replays. I had a lot of fun watching them, a lot of fun casting them, and I hope you guys at home had a good time watching those as well. Anyway, that's me, Jagus. Thanks again for coming along, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.